Hello everybody, it's Walter, your favorite historian, educator, professor, social studies extraordinaire, and blue-collar scholar. Today's date is December 12th, 2025. This video is entitled, Hate, Not Heritage. So recently, in the little town of Northeast in Cecil County, Maryland, in the regular course of events during their normal annual Christmas parade, there were some participants that ought not to have been marching in that parade. You had two sections of Sons of Confederate Veterans, one chapter from Havre de Grace, Maryland, and the other from Kent County, Delaware. As if their mere presence wasn't bad enough, they were waving large Confederate flags, alongside the Maryland state flag and the U.S. flag, and even were passing out miniature Confederate flags as souvenirs, giving them obviously to any adult who wanted one, but also to children. Needless to say, this prompted significant backlash from not only the Maryland State Democratic Party, but the mayor of Northeast, as well as other civil rights groups based in Cecil County, Maryland. One remarked that this is reflecting a disturbing trend of symbolism and emblems in Cecil County being displayed in the public arena that obviously should not be displayed, okay? The chair of the Maryland State Democratic Party remarked that such symbols of hate and division obviously have no place or position in today's world. And the mayor of Northeast replied that it was absolutely unacceptable, absolutely, positively unacceptable, quite obviously, and that there were not enough safeguards in place according to local law that would have essentially prevented the Sons of Confederate Veterans from marching in parade, but she assured folks that it will never happen again. Okay, and I believe you. Now, my thoughts on the whole matter. There are many who will absolutely cite First Amendment concerns in allowing the Sons of Confederate Veterans to march, okay, arguing that their presence is nothing more than them exercising their free speech rights. Let me add this, folks. A Christmas parade, right? Before I even get into that, your ability to express First Amendment rights is not absolute, first of all. The ability to exercise First Amendment rights in the context of somebody else's gathering, function, organization, or any particular setting may indeed find itself restricted. The First Amendment does not protect every single solitary act of speech, okay? Whether it be symbolic or verbal. You should know this by now. When your message so drastically conflicts with another institution's message that you're trying to be a part of, they have the right to exclude you. Do you think the KKK has the right to display their public message of division and disunity at a Black Lives Matter rally? Good luck with that one, all right? The Confederate flag being displayed is no different. First of all, the Confederate flag is a symbol of hate, division, disunion, slavery, and subjugation of people of color, most specifically African Americans. If you find any African Americans who will take up for the Confederate flag, and I'm going to say it straight, they're fools, and obviously do not know the long and divisive history of this emblem. This emblem dates back from the Civil War. Obviously, I don't have to tell anybody that. And it is a symbol of a people that sought to keep your dumb ass enslaved. And you're going to take up for it? You do you. But for the rest of us living in the real world, the Confederate flag is an emblem and symbol of intimidation, of exclusion, and simply put, we don't want you here. For the sons of Confederate veterans to be marching in a Christmas parade, waving their mighty Confederate flags, and this being allowed, inadvertently by whichever entity is responsible for issuing permits to march in the parade, is disgusting. All right, and it is a symbol put out there that this parade is for whites only. All right, no blacks or any other minorities need be here. After all, when Confederate flags are waved and displayed, you're telling the audience that this is preferably a white-only event. We don't want any dark people here, okay? And this is just the reality of some shit. I don't mean to offend, but I keep it real, all right? A Christmas parade is meant to be an all-inclusive function, and therefore, the sons of Confederate veterans need not have been there, most specifically, waving their mighty Confederate flags. Now, if they wanted to go dressed in normal attire and not waving their Confederate battle flags, fine. Absolutely, positively, you do you. But this is not a place to make a political statement waving the Confederate flag, okay? Obviously, you all have no sense of sensibility, no perception of reality, nor are you in tune with logic or the modern world, okay? But I guess you chose the right place to do it, way up in Cecil County. You wouldn't try that shit in Baltimore City, nor would you try it in Baltimore County or most other jurisdictions in the state of Maryland. So I guess, to your credit, you did it with some sense in one regard. You picked a place where the African-American population evidently is not very high because you made it out alive. Waving Confederate flags in a place full of African-Americans is not recommended, okay? But obviously you understood that. You understood the assignment here. But in any case, you were just plain damn wrong. The Confederate flag has no place on display in the modern world. If you want to fly that shit from your house, you do that. If you want to fly that shit from your car, you do that. However, it has no business being displayed on public monuments, government buildings, or being held by individuals in an inclusive parade that's meant to draw visitors of all races, colors, genders, sexual orientations, and so forth and so on. Okay, the Confederate flag is a symbol of hate, exclusion, disorder, disunion. Okay, it is not a symbol of love, inclusion, embracingness. Okay, the Confederate flag represents one thing: white supremacy. You can say that it is heritage, and you have the right to call it whatever you want. But to Black Americans and to others, it is a symbol of hate. It is a symbol of exclusion. I know I done said it 1,000 times, but I'm going to keep saying it. It is a symbol that this is a whites-only thing, okay? You see the Confederate flag being displayed as a black man, I'm not going there. You're telling me I don't want you here. And obviously the same symbolism would apply to anywhere else it is publicly displayed, okay? You call it heritage, it's not heritage. It's hate, okay? It may be something that is a part of your heritage loosely, but it's still a symbol of hate. It should not be the defining thing of your heritage. And thus, to conclude it all, it had no business being displayed in a public event designed for everybody. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to engage in good, positive, fruitful, maybe a little toxic discussion. Take care of yourself. Stay safe out there. I'll talk to you at the next video. Professor Shelton, the Blue Collar Scholar, out. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day.